Welcome to Formentera. This place is beautiful. Hello and welcome to the Balearics. We're in Mallorca.
Yes, Santa Ponsa to be exact. It's been a lovely couple of weeks actually, cruising properly for once. We've come all the way from the mainland through Formentera, Ibiza, and now Mallorca. We're going to spend a little bit more time here, aren't we? Settle down
We
a
are,
bit.
and the weather's been fantastic. I hope you like the film.
Coming up, climbing through the pine forests in the mountains for breathtaking views. The crystal clear waters of Formentera. And night sailing to the Balearics, starting from mainland Spain. Time for a new adventure. Good morning. It's a lovely Sunday morning. Here we are. I can show you the anchorage. Several boats here, like us, have been around for the last few days. But this morning we are going to Ibiza. It's a good time to go because the wind is in the right direction and it looks like it's going to be there for what, the next 24 hours, Steve? You reckon it's going to take us that long?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping that for once the wind will stay good through the night. Just looking at the swell on this one, there's not too much swell. The wind's going to be from behind us, so that can get uncomfortable if there's too much swell, which quite often there is coming through the Straits of Gibraltar, but it's not too bad at the moment. And it looks like we've got sort of south-southwest, 15 knots of breeze right behind us as we're going from here up to either Ibiza or Formentera. Probably Formentera we've done this trip before, and if you remember on that trip we did lose the wind, didn't we, as it got to sort of midnight, which is quite normal for the Med. This time, fingers crossed, touch wood, we're going to actually be able to sail all the way and not most of the last bit.
Yay! A following wind, a gentle rocking from the swell, and we are on our way. But without a spinnaker, our best bet with the foresail is a poled out Yankee. It works for us. A gentle sail through the fish farms, then out into the open sea.
Well, that's a nice feeling to be on our way. The wind has filled in a little bit. We haven't got 15 knots, but we've probably got 10. Got the Yankee poled out and full main, and I'm hoping that we can pretty much stay like this all the way over. It looks like we're going to have wind all night, and that's the key to it. If we can sail through the night, then I'm happy.
The weather is perfect for just relaxing and reading. We left before some of our friends with faster boats because we all wanted to reach Formentera during daylight tomorrow. By mid-morning, they're not so far behind. It's getting pretty windy, and do you see that, Steve? I think Chris is catching us.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the sails. Fairly pointless exercise because obviously he's going to come steaming past us. I just looked on the AIS, he's doing 8.6 knots. Amazing. Those blue sails, fast cats, see what you can do.
This is Chris and his fast cat with light, high-tech sails. We talked to Chris when he bought them, but this is the first time he's been able to test them out. It's a pleasure to watch, however briefly. Our 6 knots, it so happens, is just the right speed for some other friends. 'Cause 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 Dolphins just play. This is for fun. And they kept with us until lunchtime.
So we managed to provision nicely before we came out. This time the markets and shops and things are starting to open, and you can get decent fresh fish, and I've got some herbs and mozzarella and things like that, so that's nice. I'm going to make some calamari, some tempura batter here we've got. Apparently the trick to tempura batter is keeping it really cold, but using ice water, and I've got some ice water actually below it there as well to keep it really cold. And then I'll drop some of these, and if that oil's hot enough yet, we'll find out. Cooking with hot fat on a moving boat is probably not recommended, but hey ho, we'll be careful. So that's that. There you go.
Cool.
Very nice. And we've got a good view too. The sun goes down.
And we are about, I'd say, a fifth of the way there.
A bit more than that, I think. Quarter, I think.
So we're due to get in at 11 at the moment.
11 in the morning.
Yeah, but we're
Well,
doing.
that's perfect, I think. You can still see Chris ahead there, but he's going to get there early hours unless he slows down.
I'm going to laugh at him. He's going to get there in the dark unless he slows, which I don't think he'll do.
The breeze dropped slightly and changed direction overnight. Even with the preventer, it was quite rocky, so we took the mainsail down. But we were keeping a steady 4 knots with the Yankee. It got a little chilly after sunset, and the swell meant it wasn't a night for much sleep, even for me. And I can usually sleep anywhere. But the sky was clear, and out at sea it is incredibly peaceful.
There's no lights on the horizon, and there's nothing within about 15 miles on the AES, so I think it's time to just stick the ears in, find a podcast, and lie back and look at the stars.
It was a very dark night, and the moon only showed itself just before the sun in the early morning. There it is. Not much help.
It has been a truly rocky night. It's been like this all night. We're now doing about 3 knots. What makes it worthwhile is, if I come behind me, that. The sunrise. Isn't it beautiful?
Time for breakfast.
After the last episode, some people were wondering why we were shopping at Tesco's in Spain. Well, the answer is quite simple. Bacon sandwiches. On passage in the morning. I think it's just me. Well, maybe it's just me. Judy doesn't do it because she's a veggie now. But bacon sandwich is a must. And perfect on a morning like this morning. It's a bit rolly, but it's sunny, it's warm. We're only doing 4 knots because there's not much wind left. But I can sit down and enjoy my bacon sandwich.
With the wind still behind us, we were heading from Murcia to the east side of Formentera to give us the best protection. It is a large anchorage with enough sand so that the anchor and chain avoid the seagrass, which is protected by Spanish law. With a little more wind off the island, we put the mainsail back up. We were still moving slowly, but that gives us time to see the sights. We arrived into a calm anchorage with a beautiful sunset and a good night's sleep.
The Yankee was fine in that.
The next day we were joined on a hike by Nicola from Yacht Emerald. The climb took about an hour along a good trail. The view from the top was breathtaking.
This is a fantastic Roman road which thousands of people will have walked up, including us now. And the view over there, there's Ferrol. Can you see Ferrol? Is absolutely fantastic. You can see how the island goes down with sea on both sides. And Ibiza is over there.
We were pretty much alone on the walk except for some local four-legged friends. I've never seen one quite that turquoise colour before. I'm told they can grow new tails, so don't worry about this one. Another beautiful evening, but overnight the swell came into the anchorage, which made for a very unsettled sleep. By dawn we'd had enough, so we got an early morning start for a short trip around to the western side of Formentera. By chance we stumbled across one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and it was empty.
So that's the anchorage that we're pretty much all in now, because the wind had changed round. And I mean, the good thing about Formentera, any island really, is that you can just sort of nip round the other side of the island, because this side was where we were before, over there. And yeah, the wind just changed a little bit, got a little bit rough, so we've all come around this side, and it's lovely, isn't it? I mean, it's just
it's beautiful.
Gentle, beautiful anchorage.
We're going up there now. I don't know if you can see where we are. There's a boardwalk.
Yeah, there's all these dunes in between, isn't there?
So I think you have to go on the boardwalk over the dunes to protect them.
And we have our nice morning walk. It's perfect time. It gets reasonably busy here later, but at the moment got the place to ourselves. One of the beauties of having a boat, you're already here, aren't you? The holiday makers have to travel here. I mean, I think that a lot of them actually come in from Ibiza on the ferries. There's a sort of ferry service across, so you know, it's a lovely place to be, but I don't think there's a lot of hotels and accommodation here, so you know, people just come for the day, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Shoes back on and a mission to find breakfast, or at least a cafe.
A lovely cup of coffee, and I bet tonight this place will be buzzing because people can just come off the beach there.
It's my time to ride it out. It's your time. Oh, if you're on the bus, say yeah. Yeah. If you're on the train, say yeah. Yeah. If you gotta walk, say yeah. Yeah. Everybody's going somewhere. Yeah. Young or old, I really don't care. Yeah. Life has never really been fair. Yeah. So put your fist up in the air. Yeah. Say yeah. I'm young.
Well, it's a lovely evening, so we're off to meet some friends for sundowners on the beach. As well as enjoying a few beers, this was a good chance to catch up with Nicola, who writes a sailing blog called Yacht Emerald. She and her husband Colin have been sailing around the Med for the last 6 years, so I sought her advice on where to go.
If you are going to Mallorca and you want a place that's like completely wild, no hotels on the land, I would recommend Cala Magrana, which is about halfway up the west coast, and you can watch the goats running on the cliffs in the evening when the sun's setting. It's beautiful.
And overall, just generally, you've obviously been sailing around the Med for well, many years now, 6 years. What keeps you here?
Oh, well, there's so much to see. I mean, your chart has got another heart, like the full size again in this direction. And so every season we've spent a season in Turkey, we've spent a season in the Aegean, we spent a season along the south coast of France, Sardinia, Corsica, we've visited. Tunisia. There's just so much to see, and every country has its own culture and interest. So Croatia, of course, too. Can't forget Croatia.
Okay.
And Turkey is like some of the most friendliest people and welcoming people, and many of the people are living on much less than we are, and yet they still welcome you with open arms and very, very friendly and kind. We didn't expect to be here so long, maybe like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, we're still here.
And I can see why. This place is gorgeous. In the morning, we set off on the next stage of our travels. The wind is in the right direction to take us north to Ibiza. I've always wanted to explore this island, which has a reputation for music and nightclubs. I know there is another quieter side.
Well, this is lovely through the gap, isn't it? Who lives in that house? There's a house on that island over there.
I know, it's lovely. I'd love that place.
It's a bit remote. They haven't got a little jetty, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's still quite deep though, so I'm not too worried. All these beaches up here though are just fantastic, and I think we get quite a lot of protection because the wind's coming from over there, but our plan is still to go right round to the north.
Right. Yeah, let's hope so. That swell can just sneak in on you, then. So we'll have a little look. We've got a couple of options.
We have, and they've all got very good write-ups. In the end, we have a good sail up the coast and decide on a quiet cove in the northeast of the island with the most amazing cliffs and rock faces.
That's a lovely morning in the anchorage today. Someone else coming in. Not many of us in there. Emeralds here though. When we arrived last night, they were in here. I don't know what the chances of that are. We're coming from Formentera to here, and they've picked exactly the same cove, and it's a beautiful cove, isn't it? It's really, really lovely.
Can you see the rock formations over there?
Yeah, might not pick it up on this camera so much. I'll get some close-ups, but yeah, all this.
Absolutely amazing.
Just incredible, and some caves. There's supposed to be some nice caves to look at, isn't there?
Yeah, but we're going to go up there. Find a path to go up there. I'm told there are steps.
It says on NOFOREIGNLAND, it says there's steps. Well, it certainly isn't here, so maybe around the other side.
Yeah.
Let's get in the dinghy and have a look.
Okay. I've never seen rock formations like these anywhere. My mum would love that. She's a geologist. Incredible. I was saying the swirly stuff there. It's a bit like the swell you get in here. We've been turning around all night, haven't we? I mean, you don't sit still for 2 minutes in that boat.
A little bit of current and wind, it just swirls around.
Yeah. Orange colour down below as well.
Yeah. The water's so clear, isn't it?
Oh, amazing. Clear and a surprising absence of fish. I was expecting hundreds.
You're going to drive us into the cave then?
I am. But you just want to do an echo, don't you?
I do, I want to do an echo, yeah.
Little kid.
Hello! Go then in. Let's go in. Let's go in. Let's go in.
All the way in.
I want to go all the way in.
Oh my god. I think this is enough for me.
There you go.
After seeing a couple of the caves, we tied up the dinghy and put out an anchor. The volcanic rocks may look pretty, but they are incredibly sharp.
Stick the anchor out over here. Okay, that can hold us off. That bit's been made into a wall.
Yeah.
And just up here, that's what we want. Steps.
Eventually we found the steps and, again, very few people about.
And you're in a pine forest. Absolutely beautiful. Really smells nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely pine forest.
We don't get many better views than that. And there is a little villa over here, just behind us. But bizarrely, it's going to ruin. I think in a position like this, you think they would have kept going, wouldn't you?
I think it's going to take a while.
Yeah, good say of that.
This beautiful, if neglected spot is just 30 minutes walk away from the bigger coastal resort of San Vicente.
So we've come around the mountain. Going to get some 3G hopefully in here. And this little bay is somewhere where we thought we might come in last night, but I'm glad we didn't. You can see the yellow swim buoys probably just about in there, and you can't come beyond those. On the other side, all these dark areas, that's the seagrass, and you're not allowed to anchor in the seagrass, so I don't think we would have actually fitted in there. So we've walked far enough to get a little bit of mobile broadband signal. Have a look at the wind. There is nothing where we're anchored. That is the downside to that. And it looks like Monday or Tuesday. Either. Light winds. It's not going to be ideal, but then after that there's pretty much no wind at all. So
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday I think is going to have to be the days.
I like it here. I think Tuesday.
You can spend the extra day.
Who wouldn't want to spend more time here? In fact, after that discussion, we left the next day because the wind changed again. But it doesn't really matter where we go, I think. It's all been amazing.
Yeah, it's all beautiful. These islands are fantastic. We're going to spend a bit of time in Mallorca. My father lived here on a boat for 35 years in Arenal, so we're going to go there next. It's Palma Bay, which is just around the corner. And we're booked into Cabrera, which are some little islands. It's a national park. You have to book. You can only stay for 2 nights. So we've got a boy there for a couple of nights, so that's going to be lovely.
And amazingly, it isn't full yet.
No, it's actually the first day it's opening
Yeah.
after lockdown. It's next Friday, and that's when we're going. We'll be there for 2 days. Normally, you can't find a boy for love nor money there. The charter boats sort of snap them up. But yeah, that's one of the good things about this year.
And then it's on to Menorca, and then further on to Sardinia. So we hope to be in Sardinia, what, in 2 or 3 weeks? Who knows? Who knows?
Longer than that, I think.
Anyway, thank you for subscribing. Do become a patron if you'd like to follow our journey a bit more closely. But mostly, thank you for watching.